Good morning, everyone. Today is the 25th of January, and I just wanted to create this video for you this week to keep you motivated. I was able to view many of your videos, and I have to say I loved where you're going with your reflection and with your reflective process, and how you're really taking the initiative to think about reflection. So you're reflecting on reflecting, which is something else in and of itself, but I think it's great that many of you have taken it this seriously. For me, I know as a teacher, as an educator, the reflective process is something that has allowed me to become a dynamic teacher. And I think just as teachers anyway, we always do reflect. Um, you're always having that moment where you're saying to yourself, you know what, as soon as you give a lesson, oh, that could have been better if I did that. Or if you're being observed and you're and whoever's in the room observing you, they feel as though, or you're saying to yourself in the moment, oh, you know what, that would have gone better if. Or when the observer, your administrator, provides you with that feedback, and you look at the feedback and you say to yourself, you know what, yeah, actually, that would have been great. I could have done that. Or if you write back to your observer and the administrator and you say, you know what, hindsight, that would have been great if I would have done it this way. That's all a part of reflecting. So these are things that we do already, but I'm so very happy to see that many of you are engaged in the process already. But what I do want to do is take the time to come here. I do see that some of you had a couple of issues in uploading your videos. So I just want to show you two quick things that I use in order to upload my videos and share. Um, I'm not too sure what program you are using, but I like to use Screencastify. Um, I think it used to be that the first 15 minutes of Screencastify, when you download it, when you go to create a video, the first 15 minutes are free, but now I think they only have you down to 10 or 5 minutes, which is really not a lot of time. But the yearly cost for Screencastify is still great if you're interested. I use it with my students when I want to flip my classroom, give a lesson, send it home with them, and then the next day, we're able to work for the period and not have to view the whole lesson, or I don't have to give a whole group lesson. So over here to the right, this is my Screencastify dashboard. And this is something that I did for one of my other jobs. So on the dashboard, once I'm finished recording, as you can see, this video that I created was about 10 minutes long. Okay. So what I then do is I have to go over here to this section on the right, and I have to decide whether I am going to just take the shareable link, because after you record yourself, it will upload and it will provide you with a shareable link that goes to your Google Drive. So you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to have a YouTube page. None of those things are required. But if you do have a YouTube page, or if you want to create a YouTube page of all your teaching things, that's another thing you should do, just to have a portfolio of things that you've done digitally using technology. It's important for you to create your little YouTube page to house those videos. But back to where I was. So what they'll ask you here when you're finished recording is, they'll give you a shareable link. You can click here, and in the Google Drive settings, you have to choose, as you can see down here, whether you're going to unlist it. And unlisted means that only the people who you give the link to can view your video. This saves you, because if you are giving a tutorial on material that is only supposed to be viewed at your school with certain people, it's perfect. It's unlisted, and only people who receive the link can view it. Now, if those people share the link, then those people can view it too. Okay, so that's unlisted status. But if I wanted to change my status to private, only I can view the video. That means I might send this link to myself so I can view it later, so that I don't have to access my dashboard. Public, anyone can find and view the video. That means if the video gets placed out there, it's public, everyone can see it. I can see it, anyone, okay? And then unlisted, it's just the people who have the link. So you have to make sure when you are finished creating your video, that you choose private, public, or unlisted, not just here on Screencastify, but on any of those platforms that allow you to video yourself and record yourself. Giving my age at this point in video, record yourself, and to allow others to view it later. They all give you the option to either create private, public, or unlisted. So please make sure that you're choosing correctly, so that when you do send me your link or you upload your video, I am able to view it, so that it's not excuse me, so that it's not private or unlisted, or so that it's just not private. Excuse me, private. Okay, so that's one thing. I'm really not going to get into uploading it to YouTube. That's something that you can finagle with, or if you go into YouTube, they have videos on how to do it. You don't really need a YouTube in order to, but if you feel that creating your YouTube page to house all of your videos is an important thing that you want to start doing, which I suggest, you can also go through that. And if you guys like, maybe I will put together a quick little video of how to do that for you, so that you can get into that. The next little thing that I wanted to get into quickly was your schedule, Becoming a Reflective Teacher course schedule for 2021. As you can see, our dates for module 0, those dates were January 19th through the 24th. So that was yesterday. We were working on objectives 1 through 4, and we were giving our introductions, and that was the video that I was just speaking about. So in that video, you wanted to make sure to answer the essential questions, or the essential questions to be considered. That would have been, what is the nature of reflection? How can the cycle of reflection help you improve as a teacher? Where could I apply the cycle of reflection so that it will have the most impact on my professional practice and student learning? So make sure that when you're considering reflection, you're considering where you definitely need that reflection. I would say you should reflect on everything. But if you do not have the moment or time to do that, or if you don't think it's necessary, you're attempting to place that reflective practice where it's truly needed. So that's what your video should respond to. And it should definitely say hello and how are you. It was very nice to see many of you, especially because I'm all the way here in Florida. So then we're starting our new week as of the 26th. So the 26th through the 7th, that's going to be module 1. Okay. And the assignment for that is going to be due Sunday, February 7th, 2021. Okay. Task 1, knowledge of students and the learning environment. That's module 1. Examining relevant research and sources, working on your PPAT task 1. Journal discussion, journal and post due by Sunday at midnight. Discussion and reflective journal posts. It's 50 points. So here you're going to be discussing, what are your key understandings about community? The community at your school, the community that the students are engaged in on a daily basis. What community, district, school factors are important when you design an effective learning experience for your students? Who are your students, and what are their culture and linguistic assets? What are their lived experiences, their academic strengths, and learning needs? Which of your students do you need to look at more deeply? So here I would really just think that a culturally responsive classroom is very important. And you have to remember that culture is not just about places of origin, countries that these children come from. It's not just that. Culture is also what is found in their home life. Single motherhood, children being raised by grandparents. Culture is their lived experience. If their culture is listening to a lot of one specific music, one type of music, and those lived experiences that they engage in on a daily basis through that music, through that culture, in that music, that is their culture. And you have to create a space for learning, teaching, engaging with one another that will allow them to flourish. Because if you don't, you're losing them to all types of social media. You're losing them to those teachers in the classroom down the hall who are creating those spaces of cultural responsiveness for students to feel comfortable, and so that they can feel like they do want to learn. So I really urge you to consider that culture is not just a place in which where these students are from. Culture is their life and their living experiences on a daily basis. So you need to get into that. Make it very important to get to know them so that you can understand how to teach them. So reflecting on that for me is very important. And also giving of yourself so that they can be understanding of your cultures. Who makes you what makes you who you are, your teaching style. How do you get there? How did you get there? How do you get to your teaching styles based upon your culture? So that's really important. So I don't really feel like I need to read all of this out, but I do want to impress upon you that culturally responsive classrooms are an important portion of your teaching and learning every day, and reflecting on that is very important. Last thing that I want to get to, let's go here to announcements. Let me move this over. Okay, so there's a series of Zoom meetings to help you with your PPAT. There'll be one next week, PPAT task number 1. Here's the date and the Zoom link. So the date is January 26th at 4:30 p.m. Central Time. I am Eastern Time. You guys are Central Time. Many ways, I always wish that I was not Eastern here in Florida, but and so there's the Zoom link that you want to click into so that you can get or gauge or get a good understanding of what is required on your PPAT that you're going to do a terrific job on anyway. Okay. Also down here, this is just a reminder, please not to try to register for the PPAT until after you receive your voucher in an email. So you should receive a voucher for your PPAT. The $300 fee has already been assessed through the course enrollment for ALTC 807. So please do not worry about that fee. It's already assessed. And they will be sending you over an email so that you can register. So you should not have to come out of pocket again. Again, I will say I'm wishing you an absolutely wonderful week. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by phone. I am up all the time. So please feel free to email. I will get back to you if you have any questions. And for those of you who found it really difficult to submit your video, for right now, what I'd like you to do, if you've tried your video twice, please do not worry about it any further. Just go ahead and type in your response, and we'll work on getting that video together for another response. I look forward to hearing from you. Please have a terrific week. Stay safe, be safe, and I'll see you soon.